Do you ever look around and think, wow, the world is a crazy place, and it just seems to get crazier and crazier? Ease your mind and take a break. This is Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We're a hub for inspirational Christian sermons, practical keys for Christian living, and Christian discussions and interviews. You'll be inspired to live the life that you were created for. Your host is a top-ranking podcaster, best-selling author, world record holder, aerospace engineer, life coach, evangelist, and founder of John Giftah International. Welcome to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah.
I'm going to talk to you today about how you can't fake it till you make it. See, I want you to understand, a couple of episodes ago, on March the 3rd, on the episode titled, Are You Sloppy?, I spoke about an important aspect with regard to the life of Rebecca. And I told you how, when we look at it in the natural, right, she gets this amazing opportunity to help someone, and that changes the trajectory of her life when she ends up meeting and marrying Isaac. Right now, Genesis 24 talks about this moment when this servant is sent by Abraham to go and fetch a wife for Abraham's son Isaac. And the servant goes to this place and he asks the Lord and he prays, God, this is the sign I want you to do. He says, the girl who comes in and not only gives me water to drink, but also gives water for all the camels, then I would know that that is the person you have in store for me. Right now, I want you to understand something very important. I spoke to you last time on the important aspect of how, see, when Rebecca comes, she comes out and she feeds all the camels. You have to remember that camels generally take around 20 gallons of water at a time. Okay, that's a lot of water. So she also ends up spending an hour and a half, roughly more than an hour amount of physical labor in doing what she did. Okay, now what I want you to understand is this: it's not something that she could fake. Like, what I mean to say is, help me understand. Now, when she comes to help this man, you could say maybe she had some evil intention. Maybe, okay, just say. Maybe she was not really kind. Maybe she was not really compassionate. Maybe she was not loving. Maybe it was just like she was not having a good intention. So she could fake the kindness. She could fake the loving aspect, or she could fake the compassion. Possible, because see, today I'll tell you, a lot of people, when they are supporting organizations, like for example, in the compassion realm and all of that, if you actually see some of them, I'll be honest in saying this, some people say this, I've seen this because somebody came to me one time about recently and said, John, if I donate to your ministry, will I get a tax exemption? And I said, sorry, no, we don't have that option. And they okay, fine, we look for a different ministry to donate. I mean, this was literally what happened. I'm telling you, literally. So if there was tax exemption, they would have probably donated to the ministry, and it would sound like they were compassionate and they were good, generous givers. But in reality, you could fake showing that you are kind, you could fake showing that you're compassionate, you could fake showing that you are really loving and you're a generous giver, and you can fake invest in other people just for a personal gain. A lot of people in high places, the reason they go and invest or help the poor, if you notice, sometimes the common memes kind of make it sound very true, where you see they just want to take some photo and picture, put it on social media, put it on media, maybe just to get the good books, especially this happens in a lot of political scenarios, right? just to show, like, see, this so and so person is sweeping the floor. I mean, it could be just a shoot of with this person having like a broomstick on his hands or something like that. Literally, this is kind of thing, right? You can fake investing, you can fake being kind hearted, you can fake things like that. So in a literal sense, when you look at Rebecca, she, in a literal sense, she could have faked that she's compassionate, she could have faked being kind, she could have faked the fact that she went the extra mile, or in a literal sense, she could come and say, oh, I've been getting water, or, and in a literal sense, she might not actually be getting water on a regular basis. Maybe this was not a habit. Maybe you can say it was just a luck that so happened that on that day, out of the blue, she happens to fetch water, and she ends up helping somebody, and that changes the trajectory of her life. But what I want you to understand is, as much as you can fake all the other things, there's one aspect she could not fake. You know what that was? She could not fake the physical stamina that was required to do what she just did. 1 hour of physical labor. She could not fake that. Because you can fake your love, you can fake other things, but you cannot fake that physical stamina at that point. Like, if she just acted and said, you know what, I can feed, I'm very, I'm the one who always gets water for my family, and she can make up all sorts of stuff, right? Even if she was lying, she could just tell those lies and say, you know what, I help people so I can do it. But unless she actually did it, she would not have the physical stamina to do what she did, to feed all the camels, spending over an hour plus of physical labor to do what she did. So what I'm trying to tell you is, there are certain things you can fake, but you cannot fake everything. That's why it's so important that you don't try to fake it till you make it. That's a concept that a lot of people fake it till you make it. I mean, I'm telling you, you cannot do that. Maybe in certain areas you can fake, like I said, in this practical example I shared, you can fake kindness, you can fake love, you can fake certain things for an extent, not fully, but for an extent. But there are certain things you can just not fake it. Like, for example, I can come and like, just practical example, I love the topic of Mount Everest. So recently I was being interviewed, and I was just giving out all kinds of aspects regarding Mount Everest, as if I've been there. I can tell you so many different details about it, and I just love the topic. So I've shared a lot of things about it. But here's the thing, I can share all those things and make it sound like I have been there, but to be honest, I've not been, and the fact that I'm not even climbed a small hill near my house, even if somebody puts me on the top of Everest next sometime later, saying, oh John, you know so much, so you can handle it, I won't be able to. Why? Because I cannot fake the physical aspect of it, that I've never been there to the top, or I've never climbed a mountain in my life before, right? So what I'm trying to say is, there's certain things you can fake. You can just have a lot of knowledge and act like you know everything, or you can just put a different show in front of people. But there are certain things you just cannot fake it. That's why my challenge to every one of us today is, let's be honest, let's be realistic, let's be transparent, and let's live the life that God has created us to be. And let's not try to fake it till we make it. Let's be honest, and God allows us to be doing that. And let's continue to look up to God. And when you do that, I'm here to announce to you that you will be ready for it. Like, when the right opportunity comes, you will really be ready. See, now if Rebecca, faked, like this whole aspect. Like if in case she faked, as if that she was saying that, I can water the camels, but I didn't done this before. She had never fetched water from the well on a regular basis. She can start off, but she will not be able to finish. She will not have the stamina. She won't be. Then it will end up in a public shame, right? So I want you to think about this. You're praying for certain opportunities. Don't try to fake things to make it happen. Just do your best, be your best, take one step at a time. So when you're honest and taking the steps accordingly, when it's the right time, you will definitely get the right opportunity, and you will also be able to do it well and get God the glory through your life. Amen. God bless you.
You've been listening to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We hope you were blessed and inspired to live the life that God has for you. Make sure to subscribe to the John Giftah YouTube channel for regular uploads of sermons, skits, interviews, and more. Follow John Giftah on Instagram for regular inspirational posts. And don't forget to check out the best-selling books written by John Giftah, Who Am I?, which will help you understand your identity, and the latest #1 bestseller, Unveil Your Purpose, helping you discover your purpose and to start walking in it. Make sure to leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends and loved ones. If you'd like to donate, you can find the PayPal link in the description. And if you'd like to invite John Giftah to speak at your event or to get more details, go to the website at www.johngiftah.com. See you on the next episode of The Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. God bless you.
If your heart stops beating now, do you know where you're going? If you came face to face with death now, do you know where you're going? And this is not a message of condemnation. This is a message of hope. There is a God who loves you so much. He sent His only Son, Jesus Christ, to come down and pay a heavy price by shedding every drop of His blood on the cross. Thank you for dying for my sins. When you believe in Him, you have free gift of salvation for you that assures us that we will go to heaven when we die instead of suffering in hell forever. I just encourage you today to make the simple step of faith and say, Jesus, I thank you for what you did on the cross. Thank you for giving me this gift of eternal life.